guys, Raph. I am playing Grinner, a barbarian human, running from his past as an ex-soldier, now turned mercenary.
Hey everyone, I'm Jared. I'm playing the character of Luther. He's a Dhampir. He is a fighter that specializes in firearms, a bit of an investigator, and I am the great uncle of Grinner.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm playing Tithla, the Goblin Ranger. She is a wonderful hunter and medical genius.
Hi, I'm Haz. I'm playing Theodore, the Satyr Druid, who's a kind of a charismatic Druid who's unwillingly taken Tithla under his wing as she's followed him through the forest for the past few months.
Hi, my name is Josh. I am from the RollTogether RPG stream, and I will be playing Killian Maxwell, a half-elf warlock who has come to Barovia. He was with the party previously but has lost them and has joined up with the Tempest Guild on their adventures.
G'day, I'm Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar wizard. He is on the pursuit of good and evil, finding out the best and worst in this world, and he's doing that with a little bit of naivety and optimism.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello, everybody! Hello! Welcome, everybody, to our Curse of Strahd campaign. It is wonderful to see all of you here. We are very, very excited to be back playing the premiere horror campaign. It has been a fun little week since we last saw you. We had an amazing new character introduction in our previous Curse of Strahd episode, which we will get to as part of the recap. You will now be able to see that character art flicking through the overlay and the portrait profile next to Raph for the rest of this stream. And if you wanted to see a full version of the character art, not compressed down to a tiny screen on a phone, all of the artwork can be found on ArtStation, which is in the description below. So you can click it open. I've uploaded.
Recommend it because they look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I've got some commission work I've done recently that I'll be uploading as well. Jacob's like, nah, only Tithla's good. The rest are like, yeah. I've got some
Only emote worth using.
Only emote worth using. Actually, right on brand. I don't think I've ever seen you use another emote.
I definitely used the Grinner one when Grinner died. That's what it takes.
Wow.
And I think the Nat one when Grinner died as well. So
I do love the Nat 1 and Nat 20 emotes. I had a lot of fun making them, and they're loads of fun to play around with. I've been using them in other streams too. Any other D&D stuff I watch, when everyone gets a Nat 20 or a Nat 1, I love spamming those. They're great. So if you did want to see the full artwork in high definition, it's all uploaded to the ArtStation, and it should also be on the wiki soon too. I haven't made a wiki profile for Styx just yet. It's been a hell of a week, so I will find some time. Fair. No, he's still got a wiki page anyway, but it might just be like the start episode and finish episode, and I won't do any more effort than that. I'll let the community fill that out. So there will be an updated wiki page for Styx very soon. But yeah, I was going to say I've also been doing some commission artwork in my spare time. Sparse though that may be, I've actually got 5 portraits I'll upload for characters that were commissioned from people in the lovely community. I actually had a lot of fun drawing some of these characters, and I think it also really helped with the Styx artwork. One of the characters in particular really helped me kind of find the tone for Styx's appearance. So I won't say too much more than that, but if you did want to see them, I'll be uploading those commission artworks very, very shortly as well. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure now every piece of art for characters is up on the wiki, as well as any of the custom animals like the Beornling that Theo sometimes transforms into. All of those should be up now. So if you have any trouble finding them, let me know and I'll just double check. Sometimes ArtStation does some weird stuff with privacy and display. I think that was the only other fun announcement I had to say. If you're watching this, I've also now published and chucked out a video playing through the demo of Synergy, a really, really cool survival game that's a little bit Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, a little bit sci-fi-esque, where you command a group of survivors trying to build a community in a very hostile alien planet. I thoroughly recommend checking it out. The Demo is free to play on Steam. The game itself is releasing, I think, in the second half of the year, so we should see that coming out not too far away. I think they said Q3 or Q4. But I had a lot of fun playing it, and I have now confirmed every single piece of artwork in the game is hand-drawn. The entire game is hand-drawn. It is stunning. The artwork is brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah, I was really blown away. It's all very much, if you know the French artist Mobius, who does these like really cool, very like surrealist sci-fi drawings that kind of blend biology and technology, it's very much inspired by his work. So I thoroughly recommend it. If you're into the sort of like survival city builder games, colony sims, I think you'll really enjoy it. It's really, really fun. The whole demo, I've played through the whole demo. It's all recorded in one video. I figured we'd try out the longer format video, see if you guys prefer that. Let me know if you do, if you prefer me to break it up into 20 minutes or 30-minute blocks like I did for Surviving the Aftermath. And whatever you prefer, I'll do. And if you've got any suggestions for other games you'd like me to check out, make sure to chuck them in the comments below, because I'd be keen to play any game that you can't be bothered buying and you want to make sure it's good first. I guess that's my job now.
Helldivers 2 could be fun.
Yeah, Helldivers 2. I suspect, though, I'll need a big block of time to be able to sink into that. Which, who knows? Really. Maybe I will have at some point in the future.
I reckon you could also do like a fan stream. You can get a few fans to join in. It's a co-op shooter.
Okay. I recently saw they released Flying Bugs, which sounds awesome.
No, they didn't. It's all propaganda.
It's all propaganda. Do not pay attention.
Do not pay attention to it.
It's treason, then, basically.
But yeah, Owen, come and spread managed democracy.
That sounds great. I have always wanted to be a loyal citizen of Super Earth. I guess now is my time to... Exactly.
But I think I've played heaps of hours on that game. I think it's nearly 80 hours. Yep, 78.3 hours at the moment.
That's kind of impressive. That's almost Dave levels of commitment to playing a video game.
Well, I have like 8 friends who all play. Like, so we have like sometimes there's always people to play with.
Yeah. Okay. I'll consider it.
Brag about having a bunch of friends.
Oh, sorry, Jacob. Did that hit home?
I struck a nerve. Yeah, that was rough.
I feel like I have 8 friends full stop, not just ones on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd be scratching at 8, and they're like, we've got them here. I will check out Helldivers 2. That does sound pretty fun. There was another game I was thinking of too, but I've had a complete mental blank, and I don't care enough to try and remember right now. If it comes to me during the stream, I'll just derail and think of it then. That's the only other fun announcement I have to share.
I mean, I got a fun announcement. I became an uncle over the weekend.
Oh, congratulations!
Congrats!
How exciting!
It's really awesome. It's like the first like infant in the family for a while. So yeah, different energy around. It's awesome.
It's going to be a very spoilt nephew, niece.
Oh, hell yeah. I already couldn't let go of her when I met her. Very cute. So
that is because your brother covered her in super glue, though, so you got to watch out for that. Siblings like to play pranks.
Oh yeah, she's just on my arm on the left.
It's just really sticky.
Just out of the camera. Yeah. Out of camera.
Really slows down your DPS on Helldivers too, but she's pretty cute, so it's okay. I just knocked the foam tip off my microphone.
It's going to be a night.
It's going to be a night, I can already tell. It's funny, because tonight, you'll see in a minute where I was planning to take tonight's session, and I'm really starting to regret where I thought, the hooks I thought I would sow this session. I'm really wondering if there's any way for me to change my mind.
We can derail it. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm good at that.
Ask us to ruin it.
Hey, look, see where we go, hey? Because, yeah, we'll probably ruin it.
I can do it as well if you'd like.
You're welcome.
So
I know what we should do, guys. We should go down to Kresk and go see that sergeant again. I'm sure that would be great.
We should try and murder him. Yeah.
We've got murder Sergeant Gaffel. We get on the beans with him.
Yeah, we already broke his
before I
lamp.
murder Sergeant Gaffel.
It's going to be a night, isn't it?
All right. Let's get back on track.
I don't have any other fun announcements. Let's jump into the session and let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. I'll do the recap, make sure we're all in the zone, ready to go, and then we will start the session. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild. Theo, Luther, Jonor, Grinna, Tithla, and newcomer Killian, an adventurer from a distant land. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team have been travelling west in search of an escape. Seeking respite and healing at the Abbey of St. Markovia, the team have now been embroiled in a larger plot by the Abbot, a plot which requires the trade of Irina to Strahd, in exchange for escape from these lands. While the Abbot and Theo travel to Vallaki to convince Irina of this plan and return her to the Abbey for safety, the rest of the party spent some time exploring. Arriving in Vallaki at the dead of night, Theo and the Abbot barged into the Burgomaster's manor, startling Ismark. Sensing something wrong, Theo rushed up the stairs to find a ghostly form trying to beckon Irina to the window. Realizing the situation might be more dire than first thought, Theo decided to spend some time learning about Irina's history before attempting to flee with her back to the Abbey. Meanwhile, Grinna, Tithla, and Jonor dealt with the fallout of Grinna's partial werewolf transformation following some blood magic and an implanted liver from a wolf. Tithla utilizing her immense knowledge of medical science to find some way to reverse the change. Luckily, the search did indeed bear fruit, identifying a potential cure in the form of a potion with many ingredients already on hand in the Abbot's alchemy bench. While all of this was going on, Grinna sought some solitude at the peak of the mountain, walking off into the night and vanishing without a trace. Realizing Grinna's absence, Jonor and Killian decided to search the grounds surrounding the Abbey for clues, following footprints up the mountainside. Unable to locate any further signs of Grinna and finding themselves away from others' eyes, Killian's patron reminded him of their deal. Killian decided now was the time to act, stabbing Jonor with his blade to acquire the blood of a spellcaster for his dark patron. Jonor, fearing for his life, decided to try and flee, watching on as Killian, suddenly feeling the weight of his actions, abandoned his patron and magic, pleading with Jonor for forgiveness. Forgiveness which Jonor partially grants after some forgiveness and discussion. Returning back to the Abbey, Tithla insisted on a more thorough search for Grinna, now accompanied by Luther as well. With the search finding no further signs, the team decided to sleep away the remaining night. Reunited with Theo in the morning, the Abbot requested the group search the basement armory, fearing some form of retaliation from either Strahd or Sergei. Exploring the cellar, the team located many weapons and armor, as well as a strange warforged-looking figure. Jonor, sensing magic at work, offered the figure a soul coin. With a start, the figure awoke, introducing itself as Styx, and offering to assist the party in return for providing him with power once more. We left off last session though, as Killian and Luther had a brief chat, Killian understanding that he needed to turn once more to his god for forgiveness, and Luther assisting him in reconnecting with his deity. We're going to jump straight back in where we left off last session. Styx, you had just been requested, voluntold to go and pick up a box full of weapons, I believe by Jonor, who had said, do you want to try and carry these? And you're like, okay. I can't do the voice, thank God. As you walk on over and go and pick up the box of weapons and begin turning around. We'll jump back in with the four of you while Killian and Luther have a moment of quiet contemplation. Luther feeling that connection to his deity once more with Luther's assistance. So Tithla, Jonor, Theo, and Styx. Styx, you reach down and lift up this crate full of mostly intact weapons and armor, not the best cared for. A patina of dust covers most of the box and the weapons inside, and you can see patches where the weapons haven't been well cared for. Sections of rust where the weapons have been nicked and not looked after, not cleaned properly. A few of the armor dents haven't been hammered out yet, but overall it looks fairly serviceable. Banded iron, most likely, as you look through the box of weapons. And as you pick it up and begin carrying it, it's no real feat for you. You are strong, sturdy, and as you lift the box and begin walking forwards, Jonor, Theo, Tithla, you watch as Styx barely even, the only sign that Styx is struggling a little bit, or that this is heavy, is an ominous creaking from a few of the joints where Styx's arms join together. But as they settle and Styx begins walking with the box, looks like he's having no troubles carrying it at all.
Styx is also kind of looking around. He's picked the box up, that's no effort, so he's spending most of his time kind of absorbing what's around him. He's probably going to turn back to Jonor, still holding the box, and just say, "What is this place? Where am I? Where are we?"
Well, we're in a basement. If that rings any bells to you, do you know what a basement is?
I understand the concept of basement.
Yeah, okay, well, we're downstairs in a basement, and we're inside a church that might be under attack kind of soon.
Oh, okay. That is why I am holding weapons. Yes?
Yeah. Have you wielded one of those swords before? Is that something you'd like doing or you have done?
I came into existence 30 seconds ago.
Okay. Look, I reckon Luther. I'm not.
Also,
Luther,
Luther at the moment's off to the side with Killian praying.
Yeah.
Turning around, I pull out my little dagger. I'm like, oh, I guess I could show him maybe. Theo?
Styx.
No, Theo's not going to do that.
Styx, do you want to roll me a history check? I mean, you have only just come online and your memory seems fragmented and not very clear. You can sense there's more to your story, but you can't access it right now. 12. The mention of a sword. You're not sure if you've wielded a sword? You feel like you are a sword. Then that doesn't make any sense. Swords are pointy and sharp. Feels weird. Not really sure what's going on there. It's confusing. Conflicting pieces of information held in your mind as if both are true.
I have cut and I have stabbed. I have caused wounds.
It's the least creepy way to phrase that, I think. You've nailed it.
Nice.
Hey Tithla, do you know just show some nice melee actions for Styx here?
Some what?
Some sort of melee physical combat. It's not really my deal. What was your name again?
Hello.
We met just a second ago. You'd been online for 15 seconds and when we met. So I'm just. Are you talking about Malin?
He's really reaching for a joke here. I think you're just going to have to let him have it. He's really reaching. But...
Sure. Yes, that's exactly what I said.
I just don't know what that word is that you said. That was the simplicity of the joke that we were trying to get. Is that Tithla just didn't understand a word. So I think why don't we all just move on? Why don't we just accept that happened?
It's continuing to somehow be a night. I don't know how it's. Yeah,
it's one of those nights.
Yeah.
So you want?
All right. Well,
you want some sort of example of with the.
We're gonna do something just to remind our friend here.
Exercise. I'm gonna say a word, and you say the first thing that comes to mind. Both of you.
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Dagger.
Stab.
Blood.
Okay. War.
Forged.
Death.
Okay. This is bold. Bold.
Handwriting.
Stab.
Okay, and melee.
Tithla.
Death.
Is this so? You know when you have a young animal and they start forming memories and early behaviors? I think we've really set off Styx to a bad start here. Maybe we should send this another way.
Okay.
I will say this.
Red flowers.
I'm just gonna say to Killian real quick. Just calm your mind. Don't listen to their bullshit.
It's very hard to concentrate with all of that going on.
I know. Just shh.
Hey guys, are you paying attention to this too?
Just cut her out.
Okay.
It's very hard.
They're having a special time. Just let them have their moment there. A bit of recal going on. All right. Well, hang on.
Either. So when you have a dagger, you hold it like this, Okay. Jonor, I'm gonna need you to come over here and be the dummy for me.
Yeah, okay, sure.
No, you
Just,
don't want me to stab you.
pretend.
Don't just say yes to things, okay? That's the first lesson. Don't
Look,
just
I was
say
going
yes
to
to
caveat
things.
it.
Well, you did. It took too long. I jumped ahead.
Oh, I'm ready. You're not going to get me.
Hold this, and she hands you a plank of wood that was just sitting around somewhere, or something.
Ah.
No. I mean, the top of the crate that Styx is lifted up, the lid's broken off, leaving planks of wood scattered across the floor. You just pick up a plank. Yeah, easy.
All right, Styx, I want you to. I know you just picked up the weapons. I want you to put the weapons down, please, if you want to.
No, please just continue to carry the weapons upstairs. Do not listen to Tithla. We need to go arms in mongrel folk.
No, we're gonna learn what a sword is.
I think the Styx knows what the sword is.
Okay, well, so what you're saying is this entire last 20-minute bit has been for nothing.
I suspect so, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna then attack the wood in Jonor's hands.
In Jonor's hands, eh?
I'd love for you to make me an attack roll, and
That's a 17 to hit.
that does hit. Jonor, there's a cold wind that blows past your fingers, and you hear this dum, and as you look down, a dagger is embedded into the wood. Tithla moving very quickly. As she pulls the dagger free, you watch as a few splinters fly off with it, and you slowly move your fingers away from the edge where she had just cut.
It's not easy.
Whoa.
Why are you attacking that plank of wood?
I'm just showing you how to do it. See, the plank of wood, that's now dead. It doesn't have any feelings. It's not alive.
Am I alive?
Well, yeah, you're talking, right? That means you're alive, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Isn't that what it means when things can talk, that they're alive? Sometimes we don't understand when things are talking, but they're still talking. Like the mouse.
Like you.
No, we understand what I'm saying. It's very clear.
Okay. Where am I taking these weapons?
Now you're gonna try and hit the plank of wood that Jonor's holding with a weapon. You want to attack it. Just like this, and she slashes it again.
Please roll a natural one. Please roll a natural one.
I was close. That's a 9.
9. Tithla, as you strike out with the dagger, Jonor's whoa is exactly what happens. Jonor pulls back again, fearing for his fingers, and your dagger slices through the air.
Jonor, we're trying to teach you how to attack. How are we meant to have this teaching lesson if you're not going to do your bit? Okay?
I wasn't ready for combat, okay? I'm just kind of.
You asked for this!
I did, for one. But then I was re-observing Styx.
Your turn. Styx,
my turn is we're gonna keep on walking this box up, I reckon.
Okay, I will do as I am told.
Apparently not if I tell you
he's got
the thing to Jonor.
So the second Jonor turns his back to start walking up the stairs, Styx throws the crate at him. No. As Jonor begins making his way upstairs, I'm assuming Theo, it kind of sounds like Theo, you're also trying to keep things moving, trying to get As you and Jonor begin heading up the stairs, Styx close behind the two of you, as you move past Killian and Luther, who are sitting off to the side a little bit, you can see Killian and Luther have this very serene, meditative expression on their faces. Their eyes probably closed, I would say, attention focused inwards, kneeling facing each other. As Styx walks past, rattling the box, as stuff moves past, the lights on his armor on the shoulder occasionally flashing as he walks past, creating quite a large distraction, before stomping up the stairs with the box, leaving Tithla and Killian and Luther behind in the basement. Unless Tithla, are you following as well, just to stay close to the others?
Yeah, I think Tithla will come along and keep muttering to herself. It's like, and then when you swing, you do it like this, and then you stab and you go like that. Just assuming Styx is listening.
Styx is not listening, and Styx is uncomfortably close behind Jonor. He keeps like bumping into their back.
Jonor, the purple glow, the violet purple glow from Styx's single eye embedded in these bony faceplates, it casts a purple glow that shines across your shoulders and the wall beyond, leaving your shadow imprinted in front of you wherever you walk, illuminated, framed by this sinister purple light. It's a little bit unsettling.
kind of a creepy disco. Let's. All right, I'm gonna get my own little light here. I then do my little incantation to then do a pointed light just to even it all out, make it a little bit nicer.
Perfect. As the four of you head upstairs, Killian and Luther, you're both left finally alone, finally with some peace and quiet. Killian, that sense of connection that you can feel, it's still there. But there's a sense of, I think we described last time, that sense of disappointment and that sense of you can feel like you have let yourself down, let your deity down, but there is a chance, an opportunity for you to prove yourself. Promise you may need to make. But you're not sure exactly what that is. You can feel it within you. This need for something more tangible, maybe even spoken into words.
While we're praying, I've got my hands in obviously the prayer sort of way, but halfway through.
You can decide what that looks like, because
Yeah.
this is the first time we've had a cleric of Kellamvor determining what their prayer looks like. It's completely up to you. If you wanted to have the hands clasped, hands on the chest, hands on the knees, it's completely up to you. However you want to have your hands. That's how Kellamvor acolytes pray.
That character's had two hands to pray with, to be honest.
Yeah, he's normally been doing it one-handed, but this is the first time that he's ever done it. Well, not ever, but the first time in a while that he's been able to do it two-handed. But I think after a little while, his left hand, because he's got the I know it's been sort of
mostly healed up and
temporarily patched up.
Tithla's patched it quite well.
Yeah, but I think after a little while, that hand just falls limp to his side. It's a bit of a wince of pain on his face.
If that happens, I'll while still praying, I'll help, like when I catch it and then bring it back, so you can
it's stiff as anything. Elbow won't bend. It's as if rigor mortis is starting to set in.
Okay, interesting. Okay, then I'll guide your other hand to sort of clasp that hand, so you're still keeping. Yeah, I know it's a bit awkward, but like at least you're still keeping that sort of like connection.
Yeah. I have to. I can feel a connection. It's weak. There's a sense of disappointment there, which is completely understandable with what I've done, not just to Jonor, but since making the original pact, turning my own back on my deity.
Well, I think you've got a long journey ahead, but you'll get there. Keep your chin up, and I guess just try and go back to the teachings of your god. It's all right. We've got this. We're all here to help. You're a friend of ours, Killian, and we're not going to let you just go. I mean, the thing with Jonor, those wounds might take a little bit to heal, but like I said, I know what it's like to have a curse like that.
I think No, you're right. I need to find the path to redemption. You're all my friends, which is something I've not experienced for a while, and I need to protect you. I've not done a good job of that, especially with Jonor, and there's a lot of making up that I have to do, and I will work on that, and I promise to you, as I will to the others, that I will do better.
Well,
be better.
And one thing as well, if you ever hear anything from your other not sure what it actually was. Do you know what it was? That thing that drove you to that madness? Because I don't think Killian's actually told us much about that, has he?
Not.
Yeah.
I mean, he did reveal. Killian, please jump in. I think he did reveal.
It was.
Yeah.
I believe it was a demon or a fiend. Killian's been saying demon the entire time, so I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah.
But I believe it was a demon inside of the sword itself that was promising me this power. I'm not too versed on the specifics of the details, but
what do you think will come about now that you've cast it away?
Can I make a correction on something that Tithla said from last time that I feel like maybe player misremembering and not?
Sure.
Tithla was saying that the sword wasn't the devil. It was the connection to the devil.
It was the link.
Just to be
so it was almost like the conduit sort
That's the exact word.
yeah.
You're all over it.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
you
not
said
the
it- you
voice,
said
it's
it-
the message.
You said it so poetically. The sword isn't the voice, it's the message. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like should be
it
the
was
quote
pretty
on
good,
your wiki
actually.
page, actually. I'll make a note to do that.
Yeah, do that. That actually sounds pretty cool.
Sorry, I just
There's
wanted
been a
to
lot of
clarify 'cause you're
cool
having a
Tifla
problem.
quotes.
Well,
It's just
I'm
gonna be a
pretty-
bit
There's also a lot of in-name blabble.
If you say enough shit, some of it's gonna work.
Yeah, what's that with monkeys and butter?
There's nothing more appropriate describing Tithla's sort of like vocabulary than making up a word blabble. Like, it's so spot on. Tithla's inane blabble. It's like, it's exactly what it is. Fucking nailed
Yes,
it.
exactly.
Thanks.
But as Tifla told us before, it sounds like it was more of a conduit, or as if somebody was speaking, something was speaking through it rather than something inside of it.
Do you know its
Again.
name? Do you know what
No.
it actually... You don't know its identity?
No, it never told me its name. It just latched on to my desperation, I reckon.
Troubling. It'd be... we're going to watch our backs. That breaking that type of connection will not go down lightly.
I don't think it would be as easy as it actually was.
I give him a little punch on the arm though, just like a soft one. Be like, well, we've already made enough enemies as
Ow.
it is. Not that hard.
Start profusely bleeding again.
As this dark
With
grey
a-
pus begins to leak out.
Oh my
from-
God.
No.
But look, yeah. What's another enemy on the list, eh?
There are plenty of those at the moment. It's just try
yes.
not to have too many enemies within our own group.
Well, I'm sure that won't transpire. It's all right. We'll stick together. Have each other's back.
Can you, now that the others are out of earshot, can you make me a promise?
What promise do you want me to make?
If I turn on someone again, regardless of the amount of apologies that I make or voices I say that are in my head, you put that weapon of yours to my forehead and you blow my brains out. No questions asked. You just do it. As soon as I become a burden or a threat to the party, you end me.
That's heavy. I won't do
That
it.
is.
I won't. Look, if it really gets that bad, I'll honor your word. I'll honor your promise, but I'll try my damn hardest to make sure that doesn't transpire.
Yes, I should clarify that I have to be actually trying to kill somebody. If we get to the stage again where we can pull practical jokes on each other, I don't want you killing me if I've accidentally set a fart machine off or something.
Yeah, like he actually, Luther laughs. But look, let's see what the situation looks like. If you haven't actually killed anyone yet, but you're going to, maybe I'll shoot you in the arm or something, disarm you. Maybe I don't have to kill you per se.
That was a That was
This
Couldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
It's a deeply funny and traumatic moment for Killian.
I think it's the first time you hear Killian laugh properly, and it's like a sort of really sort of deep, monotonous laugh.
Yeah, how about that? I'll try my best to make sure that you don't harm anyone. And worst case scenario, I'll put one through your yeah, I'll finish.
I know you that making a blood pact would probably be a bit
Maybe a little bit much.
Yeah, maybe a bit what's the word I'm looking for? Insensitive to your current situation. So, and then I spit on my hand and hand that out instead.
I honor it. I spit in my hand and we shake.
Yeah, Luther, you were a mercenary. You've done spit handshakes before. That's how Jonor hired you. I mean, you spat first, knowing it would make him uncomfortable. But
oh man, you should have seen like Jonor. Like that would be such a fun flashback to see. Actually,
you just go, all right, it's a deal. Jonor's like holding this like delicate scroll that he's like taken out of the library archives, looking down at this like 200-year-old scroll and at your like dripping hand. Like, perfect.
Oh,
Killian, you sense this approval, subtle, but it is there. Not from the divine, not from divinity itself. It feels a little bit different to that sensation before, when you were communing with your god. There is a connection there, the beginnings of one, based on that promise that you've made. Promise to protect. There's power in those words, power in that intention. And made in the witness of your god, you are going to be held to that standard. You know this.
As we... Oh, sorry, Owen.
No, that's it.
Okay. As we have our hands interlocked, I'm going to look you in the eyes, and I'm going to say, I don't know what's going to happen ahead. There's going to be trials and tribulations. We're literally in the land of darkness, and the Lord is one of the most ancient vampires. I want you to make the same promise to me. If I ever go beyond my curse, if I become a full-fledged vampire, or I end up almost taking one of my friend's life, I ask the same of you then, to put me down.
If I feel that your soul is completely lost and that you are no longer worthy of... This feels like such a strong word to say, but if you're no longer worthy of the oath of protection that I've just made to you, then I will. But know this, if I feel even an ounce of your humanity within you, no matter how far you've gone, I will try to pull you back. Even if it means costs me my life in the process.
Well, look, hopefully none of this ever happens, but the road ahead, it's going to be tough.
Yes.
And
I feel that we need to lighten the mood. Being as we are currently holding hands, should we skip down the corridor?
In a dark cellar, surrounded by like these creepy statues and like, sputtering wall sconces. It's almost a little bit romantic. If it weren't for the gargoyles carved into the
Luther
walls.
and Killian ship?
so yeah, I sort of like, yeah, I sort of go, oh well, it is a bit dark and dreary, I guess. Let's go see our friends, have a laugh.
Yeah.
Combat's, it looks like combat might be coming ahead of us, but let's go upstairs and get some rations in us and have a laugh before, all the shit that's about to go down.
Hashtag Luthien for the fan art.
Oh, what a name.
Well, otherwise it's
damn.
Kiltha, which is not. really,
The way
really,
you put the names around is who's the top and who's the bottom there.
Killian ships really can only be Ian at the end because Kill at the front's not much you can do with that. With it sounding good,
Yeah,
like
it's true.
Killor for Jonor Killian ship, Killador for Theo Killian ship, Kiltha. It's.
I like Killador.
Killador's good. Killador
Killador
sounds like a
sounds
brand
cool,
new car
actually.
coming out this fall. The Holden Killador.
So yeah, so Owen, we'll skip back to our friends.
Yes, link arms. Get back now as you
Frolic through the Abbey's halls.
as you begin making your way down the corridor back towards the rest of the group. Killian, I'm going to get you to roll me, please. I guess this would be a spellcasting check. So even though you don't have that connection to your Warlock patron, could I get you to please roll me a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier, please? So in this case, it'd be d20 plus your proficiency plus your charisma. I know you don't have your Warlock levels right now, but I would like you to do it based off of your Warlock spellcasting modifier.
Oh, I'll just roll that as a spell attack. That'd be
Exactly,
easy, wouldn't it?
exactly right. Whenever I want to know.
That is a 25.
That'll do it. Killian. Something feels a bit different. As you feel your heart beating in your chest, there's a tightness there for a moment. A sense of warmth moving throughout your veins, followed by a sense of icy cold and then warmth again. And then, as you pause and look down, the wound on your shoulder, still patched with bandages where Tithla had done some work. I mean, you can see patches where your red blood is still leaking through. There's a moment where that blood, just for a brief second, glows with that faint golden light that you've seen Jonor glow with when he activates his celestial powers. And as it fades away again, Killian, you feel this sudden weight in your hands. And as you reach out, as if you were to summon your blood sword, instead of blood, you watch as light coalesces into your hands and forms a golden silver blade, etched with a symbol of the sun in the pommel and the hilt. The blade itself slightly jagged, almost resembling the rays of the sun, before it fades away again. Luther, you see this as he summons this blade in his hands just for a moment, and then it vanishes back into light.
Well, if that is not an answer from a god, I don't know what is.
I just start visibly weeping. No idea what's going on.
Killian, that promise that you made, the oath to protect, you can feel it like a weight around your neck. In your mind, those words repeated back, I promise to protect. There's power in those words, power in the blood that you took in from Jonor, power of an Aasimar, of Lysander. You feel that connection growing. Connection to a celestial patron rather than a demonic one. If you wish, on your next long rest, you may regain your Warlock levels with the Celestial as your patron. If you wish. This is an early promise. This is the promise of things to come. You do not need to commit. I know there'd been a little bit of discussion about whether you wanted to explore a different pathway, but if you did want to take this as an option, this is now available to you.
Awesome.
Sick. You in that case, next long rest, you may regain your Warlock levels. This time with the Celestial patron.
That's good because I deleted everything.
That is good commitment. I like it. That's good commitment because at the time, like that was absolutely the right thing to do. Your weapon as well. I'll tell you now as you do this. Your weapon as well, for the purposes of combat, counts as silvered when you summon it.
Ooh, oh, that is nice.
The sun's holy power, the power of Lysander burns through this blade. Holy sun, it acts as if it is silvered. So, just a fun thing for you. Upstairs, Styx, Jonor, Tithla, and Theo. As you emerge onto the upper landing and begin walking out through the stone corridor that leads to the outside training yard, you can see mongrel folks scurrying about the place. Many look to have been released from certain areas, still partially dressed in ragged clothing, some of them even partly still chained, misshapen arms and legs still bound by ropes and chains, being led by other mongrel folk as they are moved into positions. And as you follow them out the front doors leading into the open courtyard, you can see the abbot in the very center of a hive of activity, directing all of these mongrel folk to various points of defense, building what looks like a ramshackle palisade wall just around the edge of the front gate. A barricade created out of pews, benches, bookshelves, and wardrobes is being hastily constructed. Some of the mongrel folk appear to be exceptionally strong. You watch as a human with one massive gorilla arm and this Komodo dragon tail carries this enormous, heavy oaken table just on one shoulder, moving into position on these misshapen legs before dumping it down in the courtyard. As you emerge out into the open area, Styx right behind you, Jonor, and Theo, Tithla right behind Styx. Styx, as you carry the box into position and you look across, the abbot turns, hearing the creaking of these large double doors into the courtyard. And as he sees you, Jonor and Theo, and then sees the box of weapons and armor, smiles. But then he pauses as he sees Styx, his face almost freezing in place before a frown crosses his expression. He turns towards Otto, one of the mongrel folk who you've spoken with before. Just a moment, Otto. I need to deal with this. And as he marches across the courtyard towards you, he looks in much surprise and a little bit of concern at Styx before turning towards Jonor, Theo, and Tithla. It is very good that you have got the weapons and armor ready, but
you're welcome.
How did you activate this thing? I've been trying for years to get it to work, but it was just broken. I assumed it was dysfunctional, no longer working.
What do you mean? We this is Styx. We came here with them. There's always been 5, 6 of us, remember? Always 6 companions.
Hello.
Can you make me, I guess, a deception check? I guess this is what this is.
Why?
Gaslight, gatekeep, Faye. Natural 20 for a total of 26.
You become so forgetful, Abbott. Just gaslight the fuck out of him.
We need to come up. We need to come up with like a gaslight, gatekeep, grinner doesn't quite work here. We need like a new one for Theo. Gaslight. We'll come up with something for Theo.
Gaslight, gatekeep, garden.
The abbot sort of pauses, looks, and goes, "Oh, this looks so similar to a construct that I purchased from Blinsky many years ago."
Yes, we noticed that down there. Well, we all commented on how it looks much like our old dear friend Styx.
Are you sure this isn't the one from downstairs? It looks so similar. Even the jaws. He like moves the teeth and then like tries to move your jaw plate, Styx, which does not move. As he sort of like tries to move it and then tries to tap on the chest. But this one has a chest piece intact. The armor covers. The one I had was open.
Yes.
See inside.
It could not be the same. Very similar, so it's quite remarkable that we both have such a constructed friend.
I was told this was unique when Blinsky offered it to me. He said that the requirements for creating it for so expensive, so that he would not make another. There was no way he could make another.
Blinsky told us the same thing about him, and also the dolls. He told us we were making unique dolls, and all of a sudden he mass produces these.
Oh no. No, I'm not talking about Blinsky, the toy maker. I'm talking about his great-grandfather, Old Man Blinsky.
Oh, he must have passed the secret down to his new Blinsky. Are you sure it's not the same Blinsky? I suspect he may be somewhat immortal.
You watch as the abbot turns towards Jonor, a questioning look in his eye. Not really sure what to believe here.
Over the line.
Very convinced that this must be the construct that he acquired so very long ago. But Theo seems very sure. Very sure. Confidence seems to be pushing through. What would Jonor's general reaction be?
At first, there's going to be a look at Theo, but as the line has worked and there's a bit of distrust of the Abbot these days, yeah, we've enjoyed the company of Styx, all of our time together.
And Tithla, the Abbot sort of nods slowly and then turns towards you, question on his lips and in his eyes.
I give Tithla the parenting look. You will not say that you're actually over 8. You will get that child special.
The parenting look of, don't fuck me on this, you little shit. Yeah.
I know you're 12. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I think Tithla would look awfully confused, but then see
like a hostage.
her getting the eyes, and then just like sheepishly shrug.
Well, it's strange. I thought for sure that I had the only one, but could you tell me how you got yours working? I wouldn't mind getting mine up and running. I was so curious as to how it functioned. I've tried taking it apart, getting into it, and was not successful.
I mean, that does sound like a fun experiment, but Theo just said that we might be under attack. Like, I'm all for these investigations.
There will be. I'm sure there will be retaliation for our actions. I just feel something wrong, a shadow upon us. We need to get the defenses working. But the mongrel folk can handle that. A construct. Does it understand directions? Does it follow orders?
It is our friend. It does not need orders. It is a dear companion of ours. It has its own personality, I think.
I will do as I am commanded.
Ah, excellent. If you could take those, if you could take those weapons, place them down in the middle of the courtyard near the well, and then return to us.
I will do as I am commanded by Jonor.
Yeah, well, that instruction there, do what he said. That's great. Follow that instruction.
Okay. I grab the box.
Styx, wandering over, place it down. You watch as Otto looks up and goes,
Oh, you're awake. I did not think you were working.
Hello, I am working.
Hello, working. I am Otto.
Oh no! Is that the sound Styx makes when he laughs?
Yes.
Oh fuck!
Not be funny around Styx anymore.
How like
Does it have to be?
it's even funnier for me because I know a little bit about Styx's backstory and personality from talks with Raph. I can only imagine without that context how much more horrifying Styx is.
It was pretty much as horrifying as the old chill up the leg session.
Hey, look, just be happy we have a content warning, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. I can also thank Raph for that. As Styx places down the crate, a number of the other mongrel folk begin coming in and arming themselves. The armor clearly not designed for them, but they make do, shaping it, pushing it, pulling it, reshaping it onto to match their misshapen and asymmetric bodies before taking to the gates and the guard towers on either side of the main entryway into the abbey.
Owen?
Yeah.
Last time you mentioned that there were some bear clawy looking contraptions for
yes.
down there.
Yeah. In the weapons box there's a couple of what look like essentially knuckle brass knuckles, but with claws welded to them.
How Bjornling sized would they be?
How Bjornling sized? They've been designed for use with opposable thumbs to help lock the claws into place, unfortunately. But, I mean, Theo, as you look around the courtyard, you can see at least 3 mongrel folk currently banging dents out of armor, working a very small makeshift forge, trying to get some of the weapons a bit sharper and manage. You could go talk to them. If you were in Bayorn form, they might be able to shape something around your paws.
All right. I walk over to the mongrel folk. Hello, fine people.
Hello. What you want? As you look at a much more stocky, dwarvish-looking figure, torso broad and barrel-chested, minotaur bull horns, and a partial cow snout on the face, but one ear is the ear of a rat, this floppy, sort of like large, broad, proportionally sized, massive ear. The other one, a human ear. And as you sort of look this figure up and down, dressed in very ragged clothes, you can see that they have one very long, dexterous, almost like an orangutan-like arm, and the other one seems to be much more, almost a little bit goatish, Theo. Quite muscular, hairy, and the fingers, only 3 fingers and a thumb, partially fused together, making almost like a goat's triangular cloven hoof.
I lift up one of my feet and kind of click my little hooves at him.
Oh, you were gifted, you are. Symmetrical.
Yes, there's a bit more fortunate than some, but I mean, we are all beautiful in our own ways.
No, we are hideous monstrosities. The abbot should kill us all.
I disagree. I think we all have a part to play. You seem to be skilled at the metal work. I was wondering if I could
Yes, I make the cages for the insane ones. Not you!
As he talks over his shoulder to no one, and then looks back at you.
I just got that. Well, you see, I can turn into a bear-like creature. The skill I had before the curse set in.
You're just lying to everyone today.
Yeah, it's just how I'm feeling. But I was wondering if perhaps you could adapt these claws so they would fit with my bear paws.
Look sharp. Maybe. How big bear claws?
I'll just transform for him.
He will swear, drop his hammer, and scurry back as you essentially anamorph style into this enormous bear with antlers and the back hind legs of a deer, just right in front of him. He like puts a hand out and pokes you and goes,
So it was real. Not you.
Oh, no, I can't actually talk.
Face is all toothy. You're like some of the mad ones now. Can't talk, can't mock me.
I pop my bear paw out and at the very least leave an impression on the ground with my Bjornling paw.
Oh,
show it to him.
Very nice. Yeah, the muddy ground takes the bear paw print, the imprint of a bear claw. I don't know why I'm stumbling over this so badly. As you leave behind an impression in the ground, the mongrel folk, he sort of looks at that for a moment, but then sort of shakes his head and begins like sort of taking the metal claws, heating them up in the fire and banging them into a much larger shape. Occasionally he comes back and sort of compares them to your bear claws, but for the next half an hour, Theo, he will create metal bear claws that sort of slide over your existing paws. So now you have your bear claws and your bear claws.
Sweet. I'll need to have someone toss me those that don't anamorph into my. Because I think all my items go into my bear form. So
they don't have to. They don't have to. You could, if you were carrying them on your person and you chose to have these manifest, like it's really up to you as the druid. If you read the text of how that works, it's actually kind of up to you as you determine it. However, my friend
it to me.
Theo, what's druid's position on metal armor and weapons? Look,
fine.
No. Okay, that was my question. What is your druid circles? Because in the books it kind of says druids won't use, but I feel like that's more of a flavor text rather than like a direct limitation. And I personally feel like it kind of depends on the circle. For example, a circle of wildfire druids, they may use metal because they're burning any other thing that they use frequently. So metal kind of is the only thing that makes sense. I can see Haz has gone from looking so stoked to looking genuinely quite worried, which does actually make me laugh quite a bit.
I can't actually see.
It's okay.
I mean, I can understand like a more foresty druid might not, but...
Well, I guess this kind of ties back to your backstory. Were you part of a much larger circle and you were kind of a bit like Ranger-like, where you each roamed a large section of territory, checking in on it, and maybe only checked in with your circle once or twice a year, or were you much more involved with your circle? From the sounds of the backstory and your shared experiences with Tithla, it kind of sounded like you were more the former. You didn't spend a lot of time with the circle.
I was imagining it, yeah. More
Then-
or less did that. I was actually almost had it with possibly a lot of them were back in the
Feywild. Yeah, okay. Iron doesn't cross the borders of the Fey portals. Iron and salt are two things you can't take through those portals, as per the old Gaelic traditions. So maybe this is something that Theo is not as worried about, having iron. It's not a large. Although as a Fey, can you touch iron? It doesn't matter. That's only in English fairy tales. As these metal claws are shaped for you, I'm happy to say that you use these. Your current claw attacks, they do a D6 if I remember correctly.
I can get that up for you.
Pretty sure your Beornling form does a D6 as the damage dice.
2d6 is
2d6. You may add a d4 damage to that, which is a bleeding damage, which is as you do that damage, you do an extra 1d4 damage, and each time you do that damage, if it's a 4, they immediately take another d4 damage as the jagged cut that you do with this attack carves out and causes them to bleed. So we'll rework that a little bit so that your weapons do a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know how to add that.
That's alright, I can update it. No, I can update it because I'll do it as the Beornling thing, so I'll update that. That's fine. If you want to make a note in your character notes page, I'll then so that you remember, and then I'll put it in the Beornling thing as a separate Beornling form just for you. What do you want to call it? Do you want to call it like? I hesitate to say cocaine Beornling, but like
that was the build name.
Yeah. We'll call it like steel Beornling or something.
Yeah.
Sure, done. Perfect. Metal Bielk sounds appropriate, doesn't it? Perfect. While Theo is off doing that, Jonor and Tithla, as the abbot turns back towards you, Theo just sort of wandering off mid-conversation as Styx goes over to deliver the crates. You watch the abbot kind of turns from watching him away and then turns back to you, Jonor, and goes, "Is this construct? It follows your directions. It says."
Yeah, that's right. You heard correctly.
Yeah, I would be very.
I'm sorry, Jonor's never felt like more of a man.
Don't mess with me or my son ever again. Puts an arm on Styx.
That's right. He listens to me.
Yeah. How did you get it to function? And how old is your version? So you said that you got this from your Satyr friend mentions that he got this from Blinsky the younger, and then some insane series that Blinsky is somehow immortal. How did you come by this construct? It looks so similar to mine. It must have come from here. It is another Gloomforged, I believe, was the name Blinsky used. Yeah. Yeah.
So the question is, how did I know? We haven't spoken. We haven't had. No, we have had the opportunity. We haven't spoken about. My sort of backstory here and what I can do with some of my powers. I got a bit of I can tell what needs to happen some of the time. And I had an inkling that a soul coin that I'd picked up along the way, if fed into this thing was could have had something happen to it. And sure enough, as a soul coin was fed to it, that's it came to life. So I'm not sure if you'd come across those things. It's honestly, it was a very fascinating item, but I needed to. I felt the sacrifice was worth it.
I thought you were of angelic stock. Soul coins are items that demons and devils use. They are demonic. They are evil. They are the souls themselves compressed into a metal form for devils and demons to trade as currency from the nine hells. Where did you come across such an item, and why would you carry it with you?
And what better is to then depower a vampire, one who was using it for malicious purposes. This is being used for much better.
I had not thought to try a soul coin. I did not think such a thing would have any impact on this construct at all.
Well, it's in the name. Could have been part of it.
So what, you just gave it the soul coin and it turned on? What was the mechanism of action? Did you consume the soul?
to power?
It was some sort of disintegration. I will admit I had a bit of a spooked moment when I was looking at it. I wasn't as focused as I could have been interpreting and analyzing, but I have a feeling there was a magical item was a needed aspect of this to power the core.
Oh, yeah, so an item of magic. But a soul would work just as well. Souls are energy after all. Perhaps I should try maybe one of the weaker mongrel folk. I will try some experimentation at another time. But thank you, your insights have been useful.
Did you say one of the weaker mongrel folk?
Yeah.
You're gonna... That's, wow. Don't mention that when Luther's around.
Why not?
Also, that's pretty inhumane.
But they are given shelter here. It's the ones that are old and sick will die anyway. What is 1 day? What is 1 week? 1 month? Better to die free of pain.
Is there consent involved with this?
Most of them have no minds to speak of. The changes wrought to their body, as twisted as their bodies are, their minds just as twisted. So I should try and explain to them. Not possible. They will not understand. All they know is that they are in pain. Their bodies betraying them.
So you're keeping... Hang on, so there's a bunch of people just writhing in agony the whole time without a soul, without a mind that's just in here.
Yes, that's...
As I slowly turn and point towards the manor.
Yeah, that is the curse of the mongrel folk, the one that has created them. It is an awful thing.
Wouldn't you say it's better to, if they're constantly suffering, to ended their suffering straight away?
Ah, but sometimes a life may serve a purpose. Like awakening this interesting construct you have here, as Styx slowly stomps back to rejoin the group after dropping off the crate of weapons. Yeah, perhaps 1 or 2 souls would provide more power. Does it scale up with the number of souls provided? If it does, then there's opportunity here for much more powerful. You've given me much upon which to reflect, Jonor. Much indeed. I thank you.
I'd like to try a bit more of a read of his perspective of these are just souls I can just use for whatever I want. Trying to align it to the Davers and how far he has actually strayed. Like, what's their moral alignment? How far has it gone?
Yeah, Jonor, I guess that would be an insight check is the best way to sum up that. That sounds like an insight check to me.
Also, as far as Styx is concerned, with zero context, he's just wandered over and joined the conversation. Can he roll an insight check to understand what the fuck's going on?
Absolutely. Yeah. 10, Jonor. I mean, Davers are powerful angelic beings that are functionally immortal. It may be that their understanding of life, their understanding of mortal lives might be a bit different to yours. And, I mean, some of what the abbot's saying doesn't sound too bad. I mean, if these mongrel folk are in pain and he is giving them the gift of a painless passing, and he's clearly the only person in Barovia bothering to even take care of them, but then something about that doesn't sit quite right either. You're really left with a 10, just as conflicted, if not more, than you were before.
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road. Styx, 24. Something about your hearing hasn't quite tuned in properly yet, and so as you walk away carrying the box, your hearing just stays focused on them. And so you hear the entire conversation, and as you stomp back, you've heard the whole thing. Still there, still in your mind. No problems. Your memory's starting to kick in, short-term memory's working perfectly, you're feeling good. You're feeling great. Subsystems which haven't been functional in, I mean, you don't even know how long, are all kicking back into place. You can feel strong, you feel that energy coursing through you, and the core at your very center, you begin to feel the soul coin, the last vestiges of the magic, the soul that was used to create this thing, finally converted into energy, completely. I mean, you feel empowered, but not fully charged. You know more magic could help.
Needs more souls.
Not necessarily.
More souls.
Unlimited souls. Yeah.
I have been told that I have been traveling with these people for some time. I have no memory of this.
It's okay. It's okay. It is a stressful time given the impending invasion or assault on this place. Speaking of which, Abbot, I really do think we need to get this place a bit more fortified.
So it is
I
somewhat
saw this-
limited, is it? It does not carry long-term memory. Is that broken in this model?
I was awoken in the basement.
Jump!
Wait. Wait, hang on. Was this recently?
Please!
When was this done? When were you awoken?
And this would be you'd be waking in Blinsky's basement. These, there's many places that have many levels to it.
Jonor, could I please have a deception check?
On you,
I
Johnny.
love the motto, if in doubt, gaslight more.
It's a concerning
Just
trend I'm
remember-
starting to observe.
Just remember,
What
you do have
is-
your fate dice, whatever they are.
Yeah.
in case you wanna-
One dice him.
I saw this coming. I must gaslight a man.
Yeah.
A time will
Yeah.
come where I need to succeed on gaslighting.
Okay.
I don't know what
Wait,
it
was
is.
it? Sorry, it was a deception.
Deception
Okay.
check, please.
What is Blinsky?
14, Jonor. It's not the worst. As Styx then sort of goes, what? I can't do the voice. So can you say it again? I can't do it. I'm gonna have to practice.
What is Blinsky?
How are you doing that? Are you like compressing the back of your throat as you do it with your tongue?
I'm breathing in, breathing in.
I can't do that as well.
Wow.
Disgusting. That's not okay.
What
Don't
is?
do that.
I can't do it. I'm not even gonna try. Fuck!
it
If
was
you
better
cannot,
than
you
that.
cannot be
Good
absent.
luck when I'm away.
You can't be. Otherwise, fucking Styx is not talking. Or I'm gonna have to practice one of those two things.
Not a bad thing. Less terrifying for all.
Yeah. As Styx, Jonor, you know Styx is not helping your cause here. And as Styx says, "What is Blinsky?" you watch as the abbot sort of like cocks his head and goes, "Your maker, the one who constructed you, and sold you,
Hey,
I
Styx,
presume."
Can you, Styx?
Hello.
You're missing that because of the way that we unpackaged you. It's kind of similar to how we're arranging blockades around here. Can you please assist with the arranging of blockades? I saw you handle that crate mighty fine. Just pick up and place things in the correct positions. Just, ask any of our party members. You'll be right.
Correct. Has
Can you
the
go do
one
that
who
now,
has
please?
awoken me just now. I will be happy to assist.
Can I just say, Raph isn't being forced. I have not told Raph to sabotage you. He is doing this all on his own. I'm just sitting back and watching the show. This is great. As Styx then goes to walk off, you watch as the abbot, brow furrowed, turns back towards you, Jonor. So this construct seems to think it is the one I have downstairs. Is this the one that I have downstairs?
No, it is not. This is the one we collected from Blinsky's.
Commit.
Really exciting. His memory's gotten all frayed at the moment, and I don't have an explanation for it.
When you find yourself in times of trouble, Brother Jonor comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, gaslight, lie, gaslight, lie. Yeah, I mean, you watch as the abbot, clearly not 100% believing you, Jonor, steps away. Please excuse me, I will continue to oversee the mongrel folk, and we can talk about the construct later.
That sounds good.
At this point, Killian and Luther, the two of you emerge from the chapel, the doors opening up as you mansplain, manipulate, man-whore. Yeah, that's a pretty good breakdown of... it's not bad. That's not bad. I quite like
Jonah's
that.
known for his whorishness.
It's pretty spot on, Foxtrot. As the two of you step out into the light once more, you watch as Styx. Now, Styx, you've been told to place down things in the correct positions. What does that mean to you? watching Jonor realize the mistake in his words. What does that mean to you, Styx? Do you want to roll me an intelligence check for interpretation? Maybe an insight check to see if you can figure out what Jonor was telling you. 12. That's not bad. That's not bad, Styx. You get the sense. I mean, there are lots of these little misshapen humanoids running around. They're asymmetric like you. But they're running around, picking up stuff, putting them in piles. They seem to not be taking things off the piles. Once they've put it on a pile, it kind of stays there. And there are things that they are taking from inside. I mean, you recognize these items as benches, tables, bookshelves. But these foolish creatures haven't picked up everything. I mean, there's candelabras. If you could remove the window, you could put that on the pile. It just seems to be stuff piled up.
Excellent. I'm going upstairs to find a room that is filled with the most amount of things, and I'm going to start.
The room directly above the chapel is Vasilka's room, and as you stomp up the stairs into the room, you watch as this raven-haired woman covered in scars, crisscrossing, playing a harp, turns to look at you and goes, hello.
Hello.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I am here to collect things and pile them.
What sorts of things?
All things.
I start just grabbing
The
whatever
harp.
is large. I won't grab the harp. She's holding the harp, but I'll start.
She's not holding it. It's a huge harp. She's sitting in front of it playing it. It's a full orchestral
then
harp.
absolutely. Yeah,
Cool.
the harp.
As you pick up the harp, she goes, I do not think the abbot will be happy with this. Did you check for the abbot? Is this okay?
This is on the abbot's orders. All things on the pile.
I'm assuming you're not waiting around for her permission.
No, I've turned around. I'm walking back down the stairs.
As you just walk away, you can see her kind of muttering and stumbling, not really sure what to say. As you head back outside, you sort of move past Killian and Luther, gently pushing them aside with the enormous harp. As you go over and dump it on the pile, you hear this very sad strum as about 6 of the strings break.
Isn't it fascinating that we just found this downstairs?
Yeah, we need to. Why? What's with the harp?
Styx has turned around and is
Jonor,
heading back upstairs to collect more things from that room.
Yeah, I'm going to say over the next half hour, while Theo's getting his metal bear claws, you completely strip Vasilka's room, and then the abbot's personal room. Just strip them bare. There's a massive bed, whatever. You go outside, get a few mongrel folk to help, and they're very nervous, but I mean, you tell them the abbots give them permission, and so they come and help you. So you carry the bed out. It's too big to fit on one pile, so you break it in 2 so it fits on 2 piles. Carry on just stripping the abbot's personal room.
That will take me however long that
half
takes.
Half an hour. You're pretty strong. You got the mongrel folk helping you. Half an hour while Theo's getting his bear claws. Killian and Luther, Jonor and Tithla. Half an hour while these barricades are being assembled. What are the 4 of you doing?
Is Irina here? How is she doing?
Irina is currently in the hospital wing looking out the window at the chaos in the yard. And she seems to be chatting to Nikolai Wachter and Stella. You can see in through the windows. If you wanted to go talk to her, Killian, you definitely could.
I'll just look to the others and be like, I think it might be good for us to have a conversation now that Irina's here. So I have some thoughts on the abbot's intentions.
Okay, sure. Is this a full party discussion or just a little sidebar?
Well, I mean, all of us. It would be good for all of us to partake, sort of get everybody's thoughts and feelings on it.
Yeah.
But isn't it only her thoughts and feelings that matter?
Of course.
So we don't need everyone. We just need her to be there. Our thoughts and feelings don't matter. So we don't need everyone.
How much have you told her, Theo, about why she's here?
Am I back now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay.
No, I mean from the getting the bear claws.
No, that's half hour. You're while Styx is stripping it, you've got half an hour while you're busy as a bear.
So
Jonor did hear and would share. She was fully informed. This highly consensual.
So she knows that the abbot intends to trade her to Strahd for freedom.
That's right. Yep, she is across that.
Okay, hold on. Hold up for a sec. Sorry. Does Luther know this?
That's Luther's first time hearing this. Luther has a character.
I took Luther in when I came back.
Yeah.
You did. That's right.
I gave him the TLDR. That
Wait, no, I did. We did. I did. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Because we'd agreed.
And I did put my 2 cents in. Actually, I remember that. But we didn't really settle it yet.
We parked it for a little bit.
Yeah, we parked it. We didn't settle it yet.
We put it in the bike shed and we said we'll come back to it
and
later.
come back and continue the chat.
Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. Continue.
Because the abbot seems to be quite powerful. I don't know about anybody else, but I do not feel comfortable with the thought of trading Irina to Strahd for freedom. As nice as it would be to be free, I don't feel right.
It wasn't just freedom.
Look, I'll be
I'm
honest,
sorry, there's no one voice here.
There's
no one here, shut up!
I wholeheartedly agree with Killian. If we were all let free, I couldn't live with the guilt of knowing that she would be with him. Like, who knows what would befall her.
I do have an idea, though. We know... Sorry?
Another option.
Another option, yes. Well, it's the original option, but it appears that I want to say, personal construct that is currently upstairs that resembles Irina was probably what the abbot's plan was. But obviously has scars and it looks like it's been mixed-matched from possibly different body parts, same as some of these mongrel folk here. What if Irina was used as a template to perfect the construct, and then Irina is not used as a sacrifice, but the construct is instead given as originally intended?
I would have some questions about where the donors are coming from.
I haven't met the construct either, but does she have sentience?
Yeah, she's a living, talking. We had a brief conversation.
I don't think that then fixes the problem. Just because we don't know that person, they're still alive.
This is true.
Well, she didn't seem to have all of her marbles in there. It's sort of a weird one of like.
Neither do I sometimes.
Yeah, but we entered the mist here together and weren't made from the parts or pieces of other people from a construction.
Does it matter how somebody came to being, or does it just matter that they are?
I agree with you, but there's the question of souls, right? Does she have a soul? Where do you draw the line? Is it sentience? Is it having a soul?
A good question.
Spoken from the guy who just fed soul coins into something like a swap.
Yeah, right. Just from the brief conversation that I've had with her, she's not that much different from our new friend. She appears to be following the abbot's orders and learning whatever it is that she's trying to learn on the harp at the moment. So she must be trying to learn some form of etiquette to please Strahd. I don't.
Well, that lesson learnt. That lesson has ended because, and I gestured to the broken harp in the middle of the room on a pile.
It's at this point you watch as Styx walks downstairs carrying what looks like a dresser full of clothes, and he just dumps it on the pile and then walks back upstairs again.
Where is the pile? Is that inside the abbey?
No, outside the front. They're making like barricades around the
Okay,
units.
I thought these guys were inside away from me.
I just wanted to get other people's thoughts on the idea, that was all.
Look, I think it's probably the best working alternative. We're not 100% there, but, close.
I think we need to get the whole gang together, Irina included, and have a chat. Obviously, she chooses her destiny in effect. But this is a discussion that everyone needs to be present at. This is the stakes are high.
Better go find Grinner, and then you can have that conversation.
Well, as you say,
That's a
that
good
maybe
point, actually. We would say that, yeah. We do need to find Grinner as well.
Who?
he.
All Styx.
Oh, the target. Got it.
The
target.
The meat shield.
Oh.
The alcohol disposal unit. That one that got rid of cigarettes and alcohol that we needed.
The still.
They're still dead.
Oh.
Cheap.
Oh. But to be fair, he's probably not still dead at this point.
That's right, I'm a bloodsucker now. Got to get my fix on other people. I only drink drunks.
Yes,
he would too.
100%.
Alrighty. So, you've got probably like 20 minutes. Did you want to go chat to Irina? Did you want to maybe take a look at Vasilka, investigate Vasilka a bit more? Or did you want to help setting up the barricades and getting things ready for what the abbot perceives as an imminent threat coming in?
I think Tithla would like to get an understanding of the defenses and know where things are, so that when this battle happens, we're not going, where the fuck is shit?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think the question is, are we looking to trade? Are they looking to trade Irina before the battle?
The only evidence you have that there is some sort of battle incoming is the abbot saying that he had a feeling that something was wrong, a feeling that there was a shadow cast upon the abbey. I mean, that's all you know. And because he's in charge, the Mongol folk are preparing for what looks like a bloody conflict. But that's the only evidence you have, is the words of a frankly troubled man.
He's trustworthy. We back him 100%.
Yeah. Jonor, you've sometimes been able to use the cards to find out if there's danger incoming.
In this moment of confusion and uncertainty, that prompts a table to be having cards laid down upon. And
I would like to pose a query, though. If Jonor would be too scared to use the cards after what happened last time.
Or even more encouraged, Jonor. Now you know they're legit.
There you go. That's also a valid option.
These cards are
if it is actually the charlatan again, I'm going to war.
He's leaning into it.
Was like.
All right, we'll push the little bowl of food to the side, get that cup off the table, and then go flip, shuffle the decks, split them in half, fold them back together again, lay them out in front of me. Hey, Tithla, do you want to have another go?
Nope, not touching that again. Nope.
How many cards are you drawing?
I'm going to go... We've only got one question on our mind at this point, which is there an impending attack?
Yeah. Okay. Just one card then. Could you roll me a D54? We agreed. You do the custom roll in Roll20.
It's like you type /roll 1D54.
Yep. That's it.
Oh no! What is it? /R?
ROLL space.
/roll space 1D54.
Jacob fucking spells it.
I like that. It's quite funny.
23.
23. Okay. 14.
That's not 34. It's okay.
Okay.
Tell me this table randomizes every time, and therefore it's the charlatan.
It's not the charlatan. Sorry, it's not the charlatan. Yeah, it's not even from the same deck as the charlatan. So I think last time I said the charlatan was from the. Did I say it was from the glyphs suit? I don't think I did. I don't think I said what suit it was from. It's from the glyph suit.
Didn't.
This one's actually from the stars suit. Jonor, as you draw the card, you see the 8 of stars. A figure in the background of the card, bald head dressed in long black robes, holds out his hands, almost claw-like, as shadows gather around him. In front, you see 2 corpses grinning out of the lacquer card. Their heads adorned with 4 stars, a large star in the center and 3 stars above, forming almost like a crown on each one. One has this grin which looks sinister, evil intent burning in the eye sockets. The other, almost like a joke shared between friends. The grin, not this rictus of pain, but a warm laugh upon its face. But the bodies, the heads, even the faces themselves are drawn and gaunt, the skin pale as you pull the Necromancer card. Jonor, this card can relate to your past coming back, either to haunt you or to help you.
Or perhaps the lich that's fighting us.
If interpreted literally, there are many very literal interpretations you could do with this card. But if interpreted based on the figurative meaning of the card, the Necromancer is one that it's your past, something that you've left behind, coming back unexpectedly is the best way to kind of like describe it.
Oh, and just out of curiosity, what is the abbot's robes that he wears? What color are they?
Almost like a dark charcoal grey.
Dark charcoal grey. 2 zombies and they're kind of grinning at us. And they're kind of undead. One's like a sinister laugh, and the other's one's sinister and unhappy. The other one's laughing at us. Is this I look around searching for Grinner, and I don't see there. Would you say these creatures are grinning at us? Would you call this undead a grinner?
I like to think of it more as a smirk.
You wouldn't say it's a grin? Okay, I'm happy.
Because I'm scared.
But it does look like a grin, though, right?
It looks like maybe it's grinning.
Awful feeling washes over Jonor.
I hate to say it, but could it be telling us what has happened to Grinner, or what is going to happen to Grinner, maybe?
I hate to say it, but I told you so. We shouldn't have looked. You shouldn't be messing with this stuff.
And are they coming back? Maybe there's an army coming and these undead are going to return. Do we have to look out for that coat? At that point, I just take the card and I shove it back into the deck, not folding it properly. I just grab the bunch, throw it into the pouch.
Jonor, you've used these cards a number of times now to see glimpses of the future. You've really begun, one might even say, relying on their power a little bit. As you shove the cards away and push them back, there's a momentary sense of desire. These cards show the future, Jonor. They show power. They are power. That feeling you felt in the dream when the hag tried to assail you and you overcame her with your immense arcane magic, being able to see every possible future in that moment, you haven't been able to feel that godhood, that godlike power since. The closest you've gotten is these cards. And it's feels almost like a loss, just chucking them away when you know all your questions could be answered. The future laid bare. Is that not your destiny now? To see all possible paths? Just for a moment, that thought kind of enters in and then fades back.
So we have Killian, Tithla, and Luther around. I glance up at Luther. Did that look like a grin?
I think the silence speaks volumes.
I think Luther would definitely be trying to stay composed, but I think as you look at him, you notice like this slight twitch in his like one of his hands. Like it's not even something he's probably aware of.
Almost like a finger on the trigger or cocking back the safety.
Just you can just see nerves. There's like normally he's quite composed. You've been around Luther for a while now, a lot more longer than a lot of the other party members, and you don't normally see him show signs of nerves or anxiety. But as you say that, he looks at you and goes, I can't say for sure, but you were there, Tithla as well. He vanished without a trace. Whatever fate has befallen him. Sort of look off in the distance for a sec.
No, we need to find him. We said we're going to find him.
Okay. No. Thanks,
you don't get
Tithla.
to just give up on your friends. We don't do that.
No, I'll never give up. No, I have not given up. But
how many times have these?
I actually sort of give Tithla.
Wrong.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
What was that? Sorry.
I haven't seen these ones being wrong before.
Yeah, that's actually kind of weird. You've drawn like very appropriate cards every single time. It's genuinely a bit spooky.
All cards are appropriate if you try hard enough.
What?
Well, given
I sort of, as Jonor says that, I'm trying to cling to some form of hope. So I look more at Tithla, and I just give her a reassuring smile and be like, "We don't leave our friends behind, do we?"
No, never. I'm sorry, Jonor.
At that point, Jonor would turn and then walk to the outside somewhere that's got a view.
Absolutely.
So leaving those two.
Yeah.
Three.
Jonor, up to the walls of the abbey, the main outside wall, the main external wall, there's a staircase leading up to the top crenellations. Just wander up, the mongrel folk mostly leaving you alone. You can see they're preparing bunches of arrows and stones to use in slings for those that'll be keeping guard on the walls. But for the moment, they look to be gathering supplies and getting them ready for maybe the fighting coming. But you don't get the sense there is a fight, per se. This seemed... yeah, something different. I mean, if a massive fight had been coming... Jonor's had a chance to kind of flick through these cards. You've seen these cards a number of times now. There are a number of cards that will be much more appropriate for a big battle coming. The Berserker probably stands out as a card which would be the most indicative of some sort of massive battle. 2 heads with an axe behind. Otherwise, the Myrmidon, a literal warrior, the mercenary, the soldier. There's a whole a whole suit of cards in the Tarokka deck called the Swords, all of which would fit the bill for predicting a battle.
I will say, imagine if we got the mercenary, considering Grinner's backstory. That would have been nuts.
Or the berserker would have worked too.
Or the charlatan again.
Or the charlatan again would have
Shut your
just,
mouth.
charlatan again would have just been fucking weird. Not again. Yeah, there's a whole suit, Jonor, the suit of swords. But you didn't draw any of those cards. You drew the necromancer. That feels important somehow.
He's spending his time looking out for Grinner, basically. He's trying to locate him. He's pretty sure he's going to turn up. He's watching all the perimeters, just going around the corners looking for him, and not really the Grinner that we know.
Alrighty. Tithla and Luther and Killian. What are the three of you doing?
Just one final point on Grinner. If he doesn't return by the morning, there obviously we can go and checking Kresk when we leave here, just to make sure that he's not in a ditch somewhere, having gotten drunk in the tavern, I say in quotations. If he's not there, then there is one person who will probably know where he is, and we have an invitation to his castle.
I was just about to suggest the same thing, actually.
He's the eyes of the land. He knows everything that goes on here. So, whether or not he'll actually tell us, he might use it against us as a sick joke. But it couldn't hurt to ask him when we go to the tea party, dinner, whatever it is that he's invited us for.
Dinner and drinks at the invitation of Strahd.
Quite a revel. I'm for one quite excited.
We're not the drinks, right?
We hear that in our minds. Oh my god, that's...
Luther's going to bring some Bat-Pri sons and then just be looked down upon Strahd. What, you do not want to drink real bloods? You must drink the blood of bats. How disappointing. Almost a type of cannibalism. Is that not worse?
Easier to pour vodka into.
I don't know if it is, though.
You can put them over the top and just turn it over.
You could shake it. Don't do that. Obviously.
Man, I love that it's canon.
Well then, over the next half an hour, as you guys talk and prepare, generally taking a bit of time to get ready. Jonor.
So,
yeah.
I was going to say, like, Luther, like, he's going to start preparing for some sort of combat. He'll get all these weapons out. Is the sun out at the moment? I guess the sun's never really out.
It's sort of like partly hidden by the clouds, but it's as out as it can be in Barovia.
Yeah, so I'll put all my weapons out. I'll let them sort of soak in whatever sunlight they can, and any bullets I have and stuff like that, I'll use some of my Tinker's tools to file like just religious sigils and stuff of like Lysander,
nice.
Like sort of hoping to imbue every bullet with some form of her like power.
Could you make me a religion or sleight of hand check? Your choice. Try and decide which one I go for.
The sleight of hand's a lot better.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do it because I think the religion check actually, even though it's worse, is more thematic.
Yeah, I think religion does make a lot more sense.
Is this you trying to make holy weapons?
Make bullets marked with like Lysander's holy symbols on them.
Can I try and help?
Yeah, absolutely, Killian.
Oh, and
you
use
roll
guidance.
that with advantage, Letha.
Oh, guidance.
No, you can have advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
You can use guidance too, but I'm happy if you just roll with advantage if you like. I think it's going to still be an incredible roll. Natural 20. It's a natural fucking 20.
Oh, that's nuts.
Killian. This understanding, this connection you've now formed with Lysander, albeit through Jonor's blood, but hey, we don't need to ask questions about where it came from. Talking it through with Luther, spending a bit of time, you and Luther together begin working away, filing in these symbols into the bullets that Luther uses. And also, I mean, Killian, you go to kind of like look at your weapons, and then as you summon your blade again, you can see it has the symbol of the sun on the pommel, on the guard, which is Lysander's symbol, the symbol of a sun with a horizon, so a rising sun, or setting sun, depending on the context. But yeah, it's going to be easy peasy. It's just a line, semicircle, and some wavy lines or triangles coming out of it. And the two of you make short work, carving in these symbols into every single one of the bullets that Luther has.
I'm also doing my pistol as well.
Yeah, on the pistol.
If that has anything, I'm definitely doing that.
Yeah,
almost like a supernatural revolver.
The cult, yeah, I was going to say that exactly like the cult, yeah, and it's like carved into the wooden handguard as well, and onto the barrel, like yeah.
As one of the final things, once we've done all the etchings and
Sammy, sorry, Sammy,
once the pistol's been carved into and all the bullets have been carved into, Jonor, I don't know if this is going to work, but can you sort of put them all together on something, on the ground, on the table, something?
I presume I come back at that point. They've all finished the prepreration. I'll then come back.
We've been probably doing this in 20-30 minutes.
Yeah. You're kind of wandering around, keeping an eye out. They call you over really quickly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, describe how you'd like me to do that, and I can do that one for you.
Do you happen to, Luther, if you wouldn't mind putting all of this stuff together? I don't know if this is going to work, but I think between the three of us, it might. Jonor, I know things are a bit tense between us at the moment, but and I've got the sword in my hand, and with the gun and the bullets all together, I'm gonna place my sword on them. If you've got any way to try and channel magic through the sword and through, I'm going to do the same with what I currently can. Maybe we can try and bless them with not only the power of Lysander. Is it Lysander or Lythander?
Lysander for our one.
Not only with the divine power of Lysander, but also Kelemvor as well.
But it makes perfect sense, Killian, that you would get that wrong, because on your world, it's Lythander. Lythander is a male god of the sun. But where these people are from, the rest of these people from Lastea, seems to be a woman, Lysander.
Oh, and because I got that 20.
Hello.
When we start doing all this stuff, I want to start praying, and this is completely up to you, but
there's a break in the clouds as a beam of sunlight lands on the table. Awesome. The bullets sort of glowing in the soft sunlight.
Does my eyes glow like it did at the church?
Oh yeah,
previously
100%. I was going to get to that once they started blessing weapons, but we can we can do it now. No, we can do it now. As you watch, as again, the three of you, Luther, Killian, and Jonor, as you begin focusing. Jonor, I mean, you're not really trained religiously per se. You go.
I was going to say, I think doing this. Jonor would be quite surprised to see that blade come out and get a little bit of Aasimar going on there. Killian, where did that come from? This is new.
There's a strange resonance, Jonor, as Killian summons the blade from light. It feels familiar somehow, the warmth radiating from it.
Before putting the tap in the weapon and the pistol and stuff with the blade, I'll turn it around in my hand and then present it to Jonor, but I'll be sort of bowing to him as I do it.
No bow needed. It's okay. That's fine. I'm not no lord or anything.
I know, but if it wasn't for your guidance, I wouldn't, and Luther's guidance, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in. I'd be a corpse on the floor, so please take it.
Well, I'll see what I can do with this one. I'm gonna try and cast mage armor and try to not use it on myself and try to funnel it into the weaponry. So rather than that like golden orb that pushes out Halo's bubble shield, I'm gonna try and push it away and onto the items onto the desk instead.
Absolutely, Jonor. As that light begins to shine around you and begins focusing through your hands, there's a split in the grey clouds above the abbey. A single ray of sunlight shines through. Before it strikes the table, it shines just behind Luther. And as the light passes across him, over the top of him, and then illuminates this stone table, maybe one of the stone benches that Styx has just ripped out of the upstairs room and placed out here on one of the what's what I'm looking for here? One of the large barricades they're trying to create. There's a different word I was going to try and use, but barricades is easier. You watch Jonor and Killian as, for a brief moment, as that sunlight shines onto Luther, his eyes, the red, bleeds away into this brilliant gold, almost Aasimar gold. And as the sunlight flashes across, you see it reflected in his eyes, just for a moment. The smoked glasses that he normally wears, not able to contain the light. But then as the sunlight leaves his body, passes down onto the table with the items arranged in front of it, his eyes return back to normal. For a moment, you could believe you might have imagined it. Maybe. You watch as the spell begins to take effect. Jonor, could you roll me a spellcasting check? So basically just roll it as a spell attack. Same as we did with Killian earlier. 23. Alrighty.
Nice.
The gods, in this case specifically, have spoken. Literally. Jonor, you use the spell slot, the magic channeling within you to create mage armor, but as the light begins to glow around you, you redirect it, pushing it into the weapons in front of you, and you watch as the bullets, along with whatever other weapons you've placed down on this stone bench, begin to glow with a soft, almost yellow gold light. Faint, but in the gloom, the half gloom of Barovia, a source of warmth and comfort, almost like sunlight. Yeah, you get the sense these might pack a bit more punch against the denizens of the night. Brilliant.
This feels very homely. These weapons, they're really nice.
They've been blessed, I think, by Lysander herself. Thank you, my friends.
Well, thank
This
you.
This is quite unbelievable what we've done here.
I think you should show the abbot what you can do with this. Show him these items and convince him to give Lysander the skip and Lysander the go. See if you can work him on that angle.
He has been. The abbot has been a bit. Yeah, he's been a bit weird with our god, or my god. We'll see.
It's amazing what the power of friendship can do. I had to say that, sorry.
You need a
hell yeah.
boo card there, mate. Where's the boo card?
I need to boo myself, don't I?
Boo!
It's not fair that you're the only one with boo cards. That's not fair.
Everyone can make their own, I guess.
No, I can't. We don't have the budget for that, Jared.
No, Jacob's saying no because he knows that everyone will be using boo against him all the time.
Yeah. I think we need to move on. Let's keep this right.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting that. The producer's saying we need to move on.
That's funny.
Jonor, as you head back up to the walls, Killian, Luther, the two of you kind of recollect your weapons. Luther, putting the bullets back into their the gun belt that you have across your waist and into the barrels of your two fire hands. Killian, as you sort of look at your, that's what they're called in D&D, and I think the accent's important for when we say fire hands. Because fire hand just sounds boring in an Australian or like neutral accent. With fire hands, sounds, yeah, exactly. See, every time I say it, Jacob does that. That's I like that. Makes
say it
me
again.
happy. Fire hands. See, it's perfect. Yeah, exactly.
Podcast listeners, check out the YouTube video.
He's doing finger guns. You're welcome. As I've got to support the lovely podcast viewers, listeners. As you, Jonor, as you take back up to the walls, could you please roll me a perception check? Because you were keeping an eye out for any signs of danger. I want to see what you spy with your wizard's eye.
13.
Not much do you spy with your wizard's eye. Blinded by myopia and years of inside study is your wizard's eye as you gaze across the landscape. I mean, you don't really see much of anything. In fact, it's one of the mongrel folk on the walls with a much more raven-like head that actually spies the figure currently making their way up the mountain pass towards the abbey earlier than anyone else. A quick blast on a goat's horn that's been carved out, hollowed out to create a sounding horn is the first sign pretty much any of you have that there's some sort of danger coming. You watch as the abbot rushes towards the back of his group and begins praying softly. Around his hands, those same glyphs that you saw him using in all of his magic begin to form almost these rings around his hands as he begins to prepare. The mongrel folk essentially lining up into these loose battalions almost, pretty well organized. Many of the ones who are a bit more insane, gibbering and sort of looking around, have been pushed to the front, given sharp weapons, chains binding them towards a handler at the back, as they are essentially positioned at the front as sort of like a mongrel folk shield, shall we say, at the very front of the gates. Jonor, from your perch atop the walls, you see a figure limping, badly injured from the looks of things, as they make their way up the mountain path. At first, you don't recognize them. Humanoid, young, not very tall, maybe meter 60, 160, 165 centimeters. Dark, moppy hair, this sort of raven black hair, dressed in simple farmhands clothes, clutching a wound at their side and limping, their right leg seemingly not very well looked after. And as the figure steps out of the mist, you recognize this person. You've seen them at the winery, the Wizard of Wine's vineyard. I'm pretty sure this is one of the Martikov boys. The one Killian spent some time talking to. But he looks hurt, and you can see him sort of glancing behind, clearly scared of something coming after him. As he hears the horn blast, you watch as he cowers for a moment in fear, seemingly expecting some sort of attack or something. But then, as the horn blast fades away and he continues making his way towards the abbey, as he sees the mongrel folk lined up on the wall, sees the massive gate now barricaded up, you see fear in his eyes. And then as he looks up a little bit further, blood coating the side of his head on the right-hand side, he sees you, Jonor. And a look of relief washes over his face. You see him wave up towards you. Jonor, it's me, Adrien. I need your help. Something awful's happened at the vineyard.
Oh, bows down, don't shoot him. We know him. And then I give him
Next to you hear one of the mongrel folk, Jonor, go,
Release the arrows? Release.
No, down. Put him down. Put the bows down.
As Jonor calls this message out, you watch as the abbot sort of looks up for a moment and reluctantly and slowly begins to release the magic and goes, Calm, my mongrel folk, please, calm. Yes, that is good, calm, gentle. Handlers, if you could pull the others back to the sides, we will approach and see what this threat is. Only one at the gates, as you hear the single horn blast power out. This is no attack then. Come, we will investigate. You say this is a friend of yours? He calls out to you, Jonor, on the walls.
Yeah, I know him.
Very well. Open the gates, allow him access, but close them close behind, and close ranks once he is inside. And you watch as the mongrel folk jump to attention. Styx, Killian, Tithla, Theo, Luther, and probably Jonor too if you were to scurry down off the walls and join the rest of your companions. As the massive gates open, you watch as Adrien sort of limps inside, looking very badly hurt. An awful gash across his chest and stomach has actually cut open part of his tunic. You can see where he has tried to bind it with bandages, but the bandages are soaked with blood. His right leg appears to have what looks like these brown, almost like massive thorns digging into his hamstrings, barbs poking out through the skin. Yeah, I can see Theo. Theo looking a bit upset about that. And a cut across his forehead has caused blood to sort of run down the side of his face, almost like dried and coated now. As he stumbles in and leans against one of the piles of furniture and beautiful clothing and gorgeously made beds that Styx has just broken up to make these beautiful barricades. You watch as he lets out this very shuddering gasp. I didn't think I would make it. You have to come quick. There was an attack on the vineyard. The Druids, they came in the night. They swept across the hills. My father sent us out. I don't know where he is. My sister and I, she's in the town below. She's really badly hurt. I don't know where my brother is.
We're all there, right?
Yeah, all of you are there.
I'm going to do a quick insight check just to make sure there's no tomfoolery going on.
That's pretty fair.
Not that I don't believe him.
Something in.
But
specifically tomfoolery. Tom did let him in the gates.
I rolled a nat 1.
Natural 1. Luther.
I believe him.
Luther. I will.
Actually, yeah, it's up to you, Owen, how I perceive this, actually.
I was going to say, yeah, Luther. Evil can come in many forms. The face of a child could hide as vicious a temperament as some dark lich. Who knows what this creature is? It may wear the face of an innocent, but can you trust such a being? You know in your heart only one thing. You have no idea what this creature is or wants.
With that insight, I feel like almost Luther would be having like a battle between himself because he is a lawful good character. So there's a part of him that wants to rush and just help. But I think with that insight check, that's what's holding him back currently, and that's why he has this caution about him.
I was trying to talk as the character's subconscious, and I do feel like Luther would have a little bit of a melodramatic, quite sort of like proper subconscious, because you've been around for a long time. Like the period of time you grew up in would have been like much more kind of like, I imagine, sort of 16th, 17th century England style, if it was going to be compared to our world.
I get real Edward from Twilight.
Kind of broody. Why are you going to do me like that?
That's what you've said a lot of like really hurtful things, Tithla, but I think that's got to take the cake. It wasn't even Tithla, it was just Jacob flat out. Like,
Alright, this is going to be my last session, guys.
As the sunlight, you watch as the sunlight streams down from above, striking Luther's skin. He sparkles.
No.
I did get that feeling when you said about the eyes and all that with the light going over. I did get that.
No, that's a holy light. Oh man.
This is the skin of a killer, Tithla. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. That's fucking great.
Oh, shit.
This has got to be the single best deconstruction of Luther I've ever seen or heard. I feel like we can't take the character seriously now forever. That's it. It's ruined.
Roll a new one.
It's impressive.
All right, easy done. Okay.
That natural one really came back to bite you, Jared. It was a rough nat one.
Yeah, that's rough.
I've never had a character lose anything cool about their concept as a result of a natural one. That's brutal.
Insanity roll.
It's alright. We'll claw our way back.
I think.
Hold on tight, spider monkey. Sorry, Garrett.
Fuck's sake.
Sorry.
Oh,
man.
No, you're not. That's the best bit.
Not that sorry.
Jacob started all this.
Yeah, Luther, you're a bit suspicious of the child because of your natural one.
Yep. I'm gonna move forward.
Slowly, carefully.
So, interesting disguise you have there, Count.
Oh my god.
You watch as
the charlatan as well. Like the charlatan, we pulled that card, and this person
trying to find
wanders in
excuses.
suddenly.
You rolled in that one, exactly.
Oh no,
but
that's
the thing, this is the character
right
justifying
now.
it. So you watch as this. I think we described him as like maybe 14, 15. His sister Stefania being about 16, 17. You watch as this 14, 15-year-old looks up at you, like clearly somewhat traumatized, blood coating the side of his head. And as he looks with his big white eyes, you watch as they well up with tears. I just need help. I don't know if my brother's okay. I don't know if my father's okay. I can't lose any more of my family. Please, you have to help. I came as quickly as I could. There was something on the road, something following me. It was above. I could hear wing beats.
Adrien.
I'll look at Theo. Because hearing that though, we knew that something attacked him when he went with the abbot. Theo, does that sound interesting? Does that sound familiar?
How long would it have been since I was getting the bear claws made?
Half an hour.
Oh, is he here at the moment?
Yeah,
I thought Theo was here.
He's a bear.
I was wondering if I wanted to depoly. It's my last
Right.
Oh yeah, I'll
Skyrim bear.wave. Yes.
That sounds a lot like what attacked me in the abbot. Look, if the druids have really hit the Wizards of Wines, I'm obligated as both a wine lover and a sworn opponent of bad druids to do something about this. But we cannot leave the abbey and the arena unguarded.
It's at that moment, Theo, that you hear, all of you hear, almost like a faint screeching. It starts outside your range of hearing, but you can feel this kind of like almost bubbling in your ears for a moment, and then it slowly pitch shifts down until it's within the range of your hearing. This as it slowly increases in pitch and volume, something roaring down from above. And as you look up, you see this dark shape plummet from the sky, slamming into the ground in front of the abbey. That is where we're going to wrap up for tonight.
Of course.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It has been wonderful having you once again for our Curse of Strahd campaign. Thank you so much. If you're watching us live on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We're going to go and raid one of our lovely friend channels. Let's have a quick look and see who's free. If you're watching us on YouTube or listening on the podcast, thank you so much. If you could hit that subscribe button. You've made it all the way through to the end of episode, what are we on now, 52 or something? Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, but I reckon at this stage you probably have. So thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. We will be back on Wednesday for our Return of the Giants campaign. I am very, very excited. It's going to be lots and lots of fun. And yeah, before you know it, we'll be back playing Curse of Strahd once again for the continuation of this rather tense moment to resolve this rather fun cliffhanger. I love ending on a cliffhanger. You know how much I love ending on a cliffhanger. If I can end on a cliffhanger, I'll always end on a cliffhanger. We didn't end on a big cliffhanger last week. I felt like I needed to really like work on it today. I'm just having a quick look. Let's go and raid Boo Meadow. So we've not raided them before, but it looks like they're having a really fun game of D&D, and I want to go show them some love. So let me load that up in the raid. We will go do that right now. But until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you all again really, really soon. Until then, goodbye, everybody. Bye!
Bye!
See you, everyone.